To take revenge on her best friend for stealing her husband, the woman spent all her savings and turned herself from an ugly girl into a stunning mixed-race beauty. To keep her identity secret, she forced herself, a natural left-hander, to write with her right hand instead, training day and night to change her handwriting. She even practiced new postures and ways of walking to create the perfect image of a rich, elegant lady. She studied fashion styles and worked hard to master delicate makeup techniques. After this complete transformation, the woman took on a new name and a new face. She quietly moved back to the city, where her former best friend lived, and rented an apartment across the street from her. She set up professional surveillance equipment and monitored her friend's movements every day. Thus began her grand plan for revenge. Once, she had been ugly, but always at the top of her class. Because of that, she became a thorn in her best friend's side. One day, while she was staring at her perfect test paper, the friend suddenly pushed her to the ground. At first, she thought it was an accident, but then the girl offered her a hand, only to mock her right after. That was just the beginning. Her friend roughly emptied her bag and threw all her books into the mud. From kindergarten to high school, the bullying never stopped. It only grew worse. The woman tried to escape. She asked the school and her parents for help, but they all ignored her, so she could only endure it in silence. Every time she saw her friend from afar, she would turn and hide. But even then, her desk and books were always covered with cruel graffiti. One afternoon, when it happened again, she was wiping her desk with red eyes when the most handsome boy in the class approached to help. She thanked him shyly, and he suddenly asked if they could date. She froze on the spot, unable to believe happiness had come so suddenly. But thinking of her plain looks, she rejected him out of insecurity. The moment she did, the surrounding students burst out laughing. They demanded the boy hand over his lost bet. It turned out the whole thing had been a cruel prank planned by her so-called best friend, just to humiliate her in front of everyone. As the laughter filled the room, the girl clenched her fists and tried to defend herself, but her friend threatened her even more viciously. Thankfully, the teacher arrived in time to stop the chaos. Not long after, she was called to the office to confront her best friend face to face. To her shock, the friend pretended to be a victim and twisted the truth in front of everyone. From that moment on, the woman finally saw how terrifying her truly was.